For literally centuries, human intelligence was basically measured by how many answers we could cram into our heads, right? Well, welcome to this explainer. Today we're taking a really focused kind of philosophical look at this massive shift that's happening right beneath our feet. We're talking about the totally new paradigm of human value in an AI-dominated world. As you'll see from our title, we're calling it the human compass in an infinite answer era. And that's because, as the source material points out, that whole historical model of just hoarding answers, it's being flipped completely upside down.
Okay, so let's dive right into this pretty jarring reality. Answers are cheap now. Let that just sink in for a second. I mean, not that long ago, if you wanted a reliable answer, you were blowing the dust off a massive set of encyclopedias, or wrestling with the Dewey Decimal System at the library, or, waiting forever for a dial-up modem to finally connect. Back then, knowledge was expensive. It was hard-won. Knowing the answer was the absolute ultimate competitive advantage. But today, the whole traditional concept of knowledge has been totally commodified. Answers are literally everywhere. They're generated in a fraction of a second and basically at zero cost.
So that brings us to the core environment we're all operating in right now, what we're calling the infinite answer era. Basically, it's this new reality where AI can just endlessly generate solutions to problems. Now, on paper, having infinite solutions sounds like an absolute utopia, doesn't it? But here's the catch with this new era. It's the sheer volume of it all. When an artificial intelligence can just hand you 50 perfectly valid solutions to a problem in 10 seconds, well, it's incredibly easy to feel completely overwhelmed. We look at this huge tidal wave of generated content, and honestly, it's completely natural to feel a sudden fear of obsolescence. Like, if the machine has all the answers, what on earth are we supposed to do? Well, this perfectly illustrates the core contrast we're facing. AI is, at its core, a machine built for infinite output. It produces endless answers and solutions. But humans, we produce vital direction. And honestly, this is where the magic happens. Sure, answers are infinite now, but direction? Direction absolutely is not, because answers without a compass are really just noise. So our human capacity to filter through all that noise and provide clear, meaningful direction, that is inherently scarce, which makes it incredibly valuable.
Which brings us to our first major concept, the stubbornly human territory.
Now, what's really interesting here is this human judgment process follows three distinct steps that AI simply cannot replicate. Step one is deciding what actually matters. An AI can give you a mountain of data, sure, but it doesn't care about the data. Only a human has the context and the empathy to assign real meaning to it. Then, step two, choosing what to prioritize. When you're staring at infinite solutions, which one do you actually execute first? That takes an intimate understanding of human time, energy, and resources. And finally, step three, knowing what's worth building. AI doesn't know what brings us joy or what solves a real human ache or what actually resonates with the human spirit. These three steps, they're just a really powerful reminder of your innate, totally irreplaceable abilities.
All right, moving on to our next section, the ultimate value shift.
So this shift is incredibly stark. The old value was all about gathering more knowledge. It was all about trying to be the smartest person in the room with the absolute most facts memorized. But the new value, it's about pointing from answers to direction. The really crucial point here is that the value shift isn't about hoarding knowledge anymore. It's entirely about transitioning from generating answers, which, let's face it, the machine can do for you effortlessly now, to providing clear, confident direction. You are no longer the encyclopedia, right? You're the navigator.
The source material actually captures this beautifully with this exact quote. Taste, judgment, and the ability to point, that's the edge. I want you to really think about that for a moment. Taste, judgment, the ability to point. These are deeply, deeply human, subjective qualities. I mean, an algorithm cannot have taste. It definitely cannot exercise moral or aesthetic judgment. These specific, stubbornly human traits aren't just nice things to have anymore. They are your absolute edge in the modern world. They are literally the filter through which all those infinite answers must pass to become truly useful to us.
So what does this all mean for us? Well, the question I really want to leave you with today is this. In an ocean of infinite answers, where will you point the compass? You see, you really don't need to be afraid of this massive AI wave, and you certainly don't need to compete with it on its own terms. Let the machines generate their endless answers. Your worth is totally secure because your humanity, your taste, your judgment, your unique perspective, that is exactly the compass this world desperately needs right now. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Get out there, trust your judgment, and start pointing the way.